Hello guys, welcome to TCAPS. Today in this video we will talk about how to create the VPN profile and then DHCP pool for the VPN profile. So let me open the lab. This is the labs. So we will talk about these labs. I will show you some steps that I have configured. So in these labs we will follow below steps. These are some steps that I have already configured. Here is the core switch, here is the server switch. I have selected two VLANs, data VLAN, which is VLAN 10, the IP is 10.0.1, the server VLAN is VLAN 20, the IP will be, the SVI IP address will be 10.0.20.1. The firewall transit subnet, which is the subnet I have selected for between core switch and ASA Firewall. 172.16.1.1 I will assign on the switch side, and then 1.254 I will assign on the ASA side. The VPN client subnet, this is the VPN pool. We will configure this pool for the VPN clients. When VPN clients connected to the VPN profiles, it will obtain IP address from this range. So the server switch configurations, I have already created the VLANs and then configured the interface. And this interface will be a trunk gig 0/0 from server switch, gig 0/1 on the core switch. I have configured the trunks and allowed the VLAN. I will show you the configurations. The firewall, I have already configured the inside interface, outside route, and SSL and HTTP that I can access the firewall. I will show you. Step 4, we will work on these steps. VPN profile, create the profile, create the ASL, and then NAT exemptions, and then create the user, VPN user, and then test the VPN connections. I have a DHCP server as well. If you had enough times, so I will move the DHCP scope for the VPN client from the firewall to the DHCP server. Usually this is the recommended way. I think most of the company, they have a DHCP server they are using for distributing the IP address to their clients, so they will use DHCP server for the remote VPN user as well. So let's go ahead for right now, configure the VPN profile on the ASA firewall. Let me show you the configuration for the switch. This is the LAN switch. Show VLAN briefs. I have two VLAN. VLAN 10 is data, VLAN 20 is the server. This is an access switch. Show interface gig 0/0. This is the trunks I have configured and allowed with the VLAN. So this is just a basic configuration for the server switch. This one is the core switch. Show IP interface brief. Gig 0/0, which is connected to the firewall. I have assigned the IP address of 172.16.1.1. The SVI interface for VLAN 10 is 10.0.0.1. The VLAN 20, the IP address for this VLAN is 10.0.20.1. I have configured the default route, show IP route. There is a default route which is routing all the traffics to 172.16.1.254, which is the firewall. the trunk show interface, click 0/1, which is connected to the server switch. We're running interface, click 0/1. This is just the trunk configurations and allow all the VLAN. So this is the configurations for the core switch. The ASA Firewall. Show running interfaces. This is the command that you can type. It will show all the configuration for the interface. Gig 0/0, which is inside interface. Security level is 100. The IP is 172.168.1.254. Gig 0/1, which is this port, is outside interface. Security level is 0. This is the IP address 192.1.1. So running SSH. Those are some SSH configuration that I configured for management. AAA configurations that allow me to access the firewall via SSH or via the ASDM. I have configured the route also, show route. Static route configured, which is routing all the traffic to 192.1.1.254, which is the ISP IP address. These are configurations. So let's go ahead and configure the VPN profile. I'm gonna log into this local client. And then access the firewall via ASDM. This is the IP address of the firewall. The username is admin, password is admin. So here for configuring the VPN profile, so you can click on configuration, remote access VPN, network client access, any connection profile. So here is the connections profile. We can click on add and then create the VPN profile from here, or we can go ahead, click on the wizard, VPN wizard, and then any connect VPN wizard. So click on next. Here is the profile name. It can be any name. I'm gonna choose any connect. The interface, it can be outside interface because the remote users are located outside of our networks. They will connect to the outside interface. Click next. So here is the protocol that we will use. Protocol. Click next. Here we can we need an image for the VPN. For the Windows we have a separate image, for Mac we have a separate image. So I have image for the Windows. Here is the AnyConnect Windows. The image is .pkg file. So I'm gonna select it, click OK, click OK. So and then click next. Here is the users. If you want to create a user for VPN for remote users, so I will leave this here and then I will create a separate a user. You can create the user from here as well for the remote VPN. So click next. This one is the authentication method. If your ASA Firewall is integrated with your Active Directory, you can select from here to select an Active Directory, or if you have a SAML server, you can put your SAML server informations here, but we don't have there. We will use local authentications. Click next. This one is the address pool that we will use. I have selected this pool 192.168.1.0, so we can create is an IP version 4 or IP version 6. We will select and click on new. This is a VPN pool. Start IP 92.168.1.1. IP 192.168.1.254. It depends like how many remote users you guys have. The subnet will be 254. Click OK, and then click next. The DNS server, I don't have a local DNS server, but I select the Google DNS server 8.8.8.8. Domain, I don't have it, but we can select like TCOPS. Click next. NAT exemption. This NAT exemption I will explain later. So I'm not gonna configure from here. Click next. It will show you how you can download the VPN. The AnyConnect applications that we have added here and the client image. So you can go ahead like type the IP address of your firewall in the browser to download the AnyConnect applications, or you can manually install on the client side. Click next. This is the summary, and then click finish. So the VPN profile created. This is the profile. So we can go from here as well. You can click on edit. You see this is the AnyConnect, the name, the VPN pool, the domain, the DNS server that we have selected. So these are the it's the same way that if you go from here or if you click on the wizard. So the next step, the VPN profile is created. So we're gonna go to the configure an ACL. So you can come here, click on the configuration, and then remote access VPN. Select the VPN profile, click on edit, and then here is the group policy. You can click on the manage, select the SSL, select the profile that we have created, click on edit. So here the DHCP scope that we have selected is going to inherit all the all the policy from the default group policy. But we can go. There is two types of tunneling. There is a split tunnel and then a full tunnel. With the full tunnel, when the clients connect to the VPN, it is going to tunnel all the traffics from the remote clients or the remote machines. But if you select the split tunneling, so once the VPN client connect to the VPN, is gonna send the traffic that if the VPN client trying to come to our network, like trying to go to the DHCP or the DNS or any server that we have inside our network, it will come through the tunnel. But if the client's trying to go to Outlook, trying to go to like Microsoft Team, or if they're gonna go to the internet, so it will go to the client's gateway, to their modem, and then go outside if we select like split tunnel. So here I'm gonna configure the split tunnel. select do not inherit the policy from the default policy and check the inherit for the network list. I'm gonna create an access control list that allow the VPN client or the VPN subnet to come to our network. So click on the manage. Here there are standard ACL and extended access control list. The recommended way is to create a standard access control list. Okay, I'm gonna add an ACL. I'm gonna select the name VPN ACL. ACL entry. I'm gonna say that permit the remote access VPN to our local subnet 172.168.1.0/24. I'm gonna say allow to .0.0.0/24, which is our user, and then the firewall transit. I can allow them to there as well. To the server VLAN to 10.0.20.0/24. Click OK. And then here I'm going to select that tunnel all network or tunnel network list below. I'm going to say the tunnel network list below. All the subnet that I have selected on the VPN ACL, it will tunnel. Click OK, click OK, and then click OK. So we configure the ACL. So the next step is NAT configuration and NAT exemption. So for this one, let me go to the firewall. I'm going to create two objects. Configure T. Object network. VPN client. Subnet 190. Subnet 192.168.1.0.255.255.0 and get another subnet for internal network. Object network internal subnet 172.16.1.0.255.255.255.0. Okay, here what I'm gonna configure for right now, this is a lab, but in a real network usually the step is like this. The way that I'm gonna configure, they're gonna like NAT, they're gonna configure a port address translation or path. They're gonna NAT all their local network to the outside interface. So I'm going to configure that one, and then I will explain the NAT exemption. So I'm going to go to an object NAT, object network internal, NAT inside outside, dynamic interface. So I have configured the NAT that when this subnet is going to the outside, is going to NAT it to the outside interface and then go to the outside. So here I can configure another NAT as well for our server subnet or data VLANs, which is the employee or data subnet. If these subnets go to outside, so it will be netted to 192.1.1.1. But since the VPN client is also on the outside, so how the VPN clients can reach to this local subnet? So I'm going to configure a NAT exemption. NAT exemptions will allow the remote VPNs that when the remote subnets trying to communicate with this subnets, and then they should not be netted, or when these are trying to communicate with the remote VPN subnet, this subnet should not be netted, they should be routed. For example, let me configure this is a public, you can write it in the public mode, NAT inside comma outside source static internal destination destination static VPN clients. Sorry, VPN clients. Spell it VPN client. So let me show running NAT. So I have configured this object NAT, but this one is going if the inside interface going to the if the inside subnet going to the outside, it will NAT it to the outside IP address. It will NAT it to this IP address. But I said I have configured the NAT exemptions that when the local subnet trying to go to the VPN, do not NAT it. So let me show you the ACL as well. Show running access control list. So I think I have configured, but I didn't apply the ACL. Okay. Okay, now if I see show access control list, I should be able to see the ACL that I have configured. Let me see the ACL that I have configured. I can go here, go to the manage, edit here, split ACL. So I didn't actually configure here. So okay, let's go do one more time. Click on manage, edit, split ACL, and check these two options, and then go to manage, create an ACL, VPN ACL entry 172.16. .0.0/24 10.0.20.0/24 select the tunnel network list below, click OK, and then apply this one. So once this one is applied, so here I should be able to see the ASL. So here the ASL that we have allowed the remote VPN that can communicate with all these three subnets. So so now the execution is completed. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a user on the firewall for the remote access VPN. Let me go to the firewall. I'm gonna create a user. Username Cisco. Password Cisco 123. Privilege 15. Username Cisco. Attributes. And then here I'm gonna select the VPN simultaneous login. VPN simultaneous login is 1, so they can log in from one machine. And then service type. Service type, you can select the remote. Let me show you this. So the service type, I'm gonna select the remote access user. Okay. So the username is created. Now I'm gonna go test, see if it's working. I'm gonna go to this one is remote user. So I have AnyConnect application installed on this client manually, so I can go ahead, open the AnyConnect. You can click on this small arrow and then open the AnyConnect. So here is the AnyConnect. I type the IP address of the outside interface 192.1.1.1, which is this client, this IP address, and then let's go connect. So far, let me show you that I can connect to the I can ping the IP address 192.1.1.1. I have the communications to the firewall, and then let me see if I can ping one of these local subnet like 10.0.0.1, the IP address of the core switch 10.0.0.1. So I am not able to ping that. So once I connect to the VPN, I should be able to ping the local subnet. So let's go ahead, click connect. So this is the AnyConnect profile. The username, yes, the username is Cisco. The password is Cisco 123. Yay! So we have connected to the VPN. If you click in here, go to the settings, you will see this, the tunnel mode, display tunnel. So let me see what IP address we have created. IP config. I can see that we have got the IP address 192.168.1.1. So the first IP from the range. So here I can test that I can access the SPI interface on the core switch, or maybe the DHCP server IP address. Ping 10.0.0.1, I am able to access that, or ping 10.0.20.100. So I am able to access the resource in our network. So here is the configurations for the remote access VPN, and then we have tested it's working fine. To move the DHCP scope from firewall to DHCP server, I think I will get another video for this one. Thank you so much.